Hey Providence family, welcome to our midweek message. We don't normally have a midweek service, but we are living in unprecedented times right now. We are all getting inundated with negative news, so I want to make sure that you are also being infused with faith. And so right now, we are kind of in a midweek series on what to do when life feels out of control. Because even when life feels out of control, there are still some things we have control over, right? We have to trust God with the things that we can't control, but we have to take charge of the things that we actually have control over. And so today, I want to talk about two things that you need to do when life feels out of control. Number one, walk in wisdom. The coronavirus has added complexity to our lives, and when you are dealing with complex situations, you need supernatural solutions. When you are dealing with complex situations, you need supernatural solutions. And God wants to give you wisdom that is bigger than your biggest problem. I don't care how big or how complex the problem is, God can give you wisdom that is bigger than your problems. Wisdom that brings supernatural solutions to complex situations. You just have to ask for it. In James chapter 1, verse 5, it says this: "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." See, he's not talking about natural wisdom that we can get from experience, street smarts, or education. He's talking about an insight that comes from the one who created the world. It's a gift from God. It's an intelligence that is far above natural intelligence and insight. And if you ask God for wisdom, He will give it to you generously and without finding fault. See, your future is depending on you to be wise. Your family is depending on you to be wise. Your company is depending on you to be wise. Your church family is depending on you to be wise. And I'm telling you that in this season where the coronavirus is creating complexities, we need supernatural wisdom. We're doing a lot of praying in this season, and so while you're praying, make sure that you pray for wisdom, because wisdom will direct you. See, some of us are getting ready to make some very hard decisions, and God wants to lead you through wisdom to make the right decisions at the right time that produce the right outcome. So pray for wisdom, because wisdom will defend you. Wisdom will block some things from entering your life. Wisdom will intercept problems before they enter your life. Wisdom minimizes the necessity of some miracles. Let me say that again. Wisdom minimizes the necessity of some miracles. See, some miracles are not needed on the back end when you have wisdom on the front end. And pray for wisdom, because whatever wisdom didn't protect you from, it will deliver you out of. I don't care what situation you find yourself in because of this virus, wisdom is the key that will unlock the door to your exit. See, there is an exit. There may not be an exit sign, but there is an exit for you if you follow wisdom. So in this season, you'll be dealing with complex situations, but remember, God wants to give you wisdom that is bigger than any situation that you face right now. So when you pray, ask God for wisdom, right? When life feels out of control, we need to walk in wisdom. And number two, we need to run with resilience. Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart." For most people, there are 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. But for the believer, there are 5 seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall, in due season. Come on, somebody. Due season is the season where you reap the reward of your labor. See, everybody else lives with 4 seasons, but you and I have a 5th season, due season. And you get to due season if you don't lose heart, if you don't give up. And that's why we need resilience. Resilience is the capacity to recover quickly. It's the ability to bounce back. That like a tennis ball, you bounce back. That the harder you get thrown, the faster you bounce back. That the harder you get thrown, the further you're going to bounce back. See, you can be resilient, and if you can be resilient, you can reap a harvest. See, reaping is reserved for the resilient. I'm going to say that again. Reaping is reserved for the resilient. What separates those who reap and those who don't is their resilience. See, when the enemy can't trip us up, he wears us down. And that is what he is attempting to do with some of us. He's trying to wear us down. He's trying to wear down our faith. He's trying to wear down our optimism. He's trying to wear down our peace. And that's why you need more than strong faith. You need long faith. You need to do more than just believe strong. You have to believe long. You have to keep on believing even when things don't seem to be working. See, the makeup of a resilient person is their mindset. Like the difference between a person that is resilient and those who aren't resilient is not their age, gender, race, socioeconomic status. The difference between those who bounce back and those who don't is their mindset. A resilient mindset is one that refuses to give up. I started at our church as the kids pastor, and every week we would play games with the kids, but one weekend the service went longer than expected and I was running out of games to do with the kids, so I had them do wall sits. Come on, how many of you remember doing wall sits in school? If you had a mean coach in PE or in sports, I'm sure you've done wall sits before, and they are extremely painful, especially after about 60 seconds. So I have all the kids on the wall, and we had some high school students that were helping out in the class, and they decided to participate in the wall sit. And one by one, the kids start dropping out until we had a 3rd grader, Brooklyn Spears, against 9th grader, Judah Pines, and their legs are burning at this point. It's so painful that Brooklyn Spears is crying. Like tears are streaming down her face because it hurts so bad. And I'm like, Brooklyn, if you're crying, just stop, just give up. And with tears in her eyes, she says, not until he does. And sure enough, Judah gave up before Brooklyn did, and Brooklyn won. See, Judah was stronger than she was, but she had something that he didn't possess. Resilience. And if you don't quit, I'm telling you, you will win. That is the attitude that we need to have. Like, I'm not going to quit before you do. I'm not going to give up until things change. I'm not going to give up until I reap my harvest. Don't allow your setbacks to cause you to give up. Just bounce back, because if you don't give up, you will win. I hope this encourages you. Can't wait until we can meet together again on Sunday. Love you guys. Praying for you.